Pay close attention. What you're about to see is Bible prophecy being fulfilled.
Welcome to YPN News, bringing you news as it relates to Bible prophecy. Well, Jeff, we have three interesting articles today showing the nations being angry and the love of many growing cold. What do you have to start us off with today?
Well, first, China and the Philippines remain locked in a month-old standoff over a territorial dispute in the South China Sea known as the Scarborough Shoal. China had recently started a deep-sea oil drilling operation in these waters off the Paracel Islands, which are also claimed by the Philippines. The incident escalated on April 10th when Chinese survey ships blocked a Philippine naval frigate from seizing Chinese fishing boats.
Now, with no end in sight, this situation is beginning to affect Chinese travel to the Philippines. Anti-Chinese sentiment is growing in the Philippines also. A protest rally is scheduled for Friday in front of the Chinese embassy in Manila. Now, one online travel agency said it has suspended the sale of group tours to the Philippines because such travel carries a potential risk. The state-run Xinhua News said other travel agencies are offering full refunds to customers who desire to cancel planned trips to the Philippines.
Now, for the latest in Syria, where the UN still has observers stationed in the country at a time where extreme acts of terror are still taking place amid UN peace efforts. To top matters off, two powerful explosions rocked Damascus, killing at least 50 people and wounding 170, and the numbers are still coming in. This attack took place in an area that was laden with many residential homes, and therefore a large number of civilians were also killed.
In fact, witnesses and people close to the area say that this was a relatively huge explosion that shook the entire city, shattering windows and even causing the front facades of buildings to crumble and fall, and everybody in the city felt it. Now, this, according to reports, is the largest of bomb attacks in recent times. In fact, the capital city had been relatively sheltered of these type of attacks in times past compared to the rest of the country, but not so this time.
Now, Hunt County investigators in Greenville, Texas, are searching for clues in the recent death of a rare white buffalo. The white buffalo, named Lightning Medicine Cloud, believed to be sacred by many, was found dead on Lakota Ranch in Greenville earlier this week. The sheriff is calling the white buffalo's death a crime.
Now, the white buffalo calf was born almost 1 year earlier on the 52-acre Lakota Ranch in the heart of Texas. The calf was considered a blessing by Native Americans and held deep meaning for the Native American people. The ranch's owner, also a member of the Lakota tribe, explained the history and significance of the white buffalo in a previous interview.
He said, "I am the fourth-generation descendant of Sitting Bull. My name is R.B. Little Soldier. I was born in 1951. Sitting Bull was not a chief. He was a spiritual man. As grandfather would talk, he would say, 'These things that I'm going to tell you are now going to happen. They are buffalo that are going to come to us in the form of a white buffalo.' And I said, 'Yes, sir.' And he said, 'Those are very sacred.' And I always remembered that, and I said, 'Yes, sir.'"
Now, R.B. Little Soldier explained his hopes when he first established the ranch. He stated, "We bought this ranch, and the first thing when we got out here is put my sign up." That's the first thing he said he did. "I put up a white sign out there in front and I painted a white buffalo on it. I said, I'm going to have a white buffalo here, and this year a white buffalo was born here. 1 in 6 billion chance. The first one ever born to a Native American. Now, one Native American representing Sitting Bull, the most spiritual man ever."
He went on to explain the importance of the white buffalo prophecy. This prophecy, he said, he's the hope of all nations. This buffalo, he's the hope of all nations. The medicine wheel that is the 4 different colors, black, white, red, and yellow, he said, you'll see as the center points come in and touch each other, that means, in our way, all different races All different nations are coming together as one. As the elder said, he is the hope of all nations.
As mentioned previously, Lightning Medicine Cloud was killed at the ranch earlier this week. The crime has shaken the Lakota tribe and county to the core. Hunt County Sheriff Randy Meeks says he was notified of the death by Texas Parks and Wildlife. Meeks couldn't reveal details surrounding the investigation, saying he's ever mindful of the significance of rituals and order in the tribe. And Meeks said, "Everything we did, we made a request to make sure it was fine with them before we did anything. That was just out of respect of the tribal council."
Investigators are also looking into the death of Lightning's mother. She died shortly after Lightning. The sheriff isn't sure if the two deaths are connected, and he isn't saying what motivated the crime. Also, on a side note, Lightning's father, Ben, died last month. He was struck by lightning. Now all three are buried along the tree line at the ranch.
Now, RB Little Soldier is so distraught over this loss, he has put up $5,000 for any information leading to an arrest in this case. Now, since then, the reward has grown to over $45,000 as people send in donations in hopes of finding out any information as to who is responsible for this crime.
While he continues to mourn his great loss, RB Little Soldier had this to say to those who are guilty of committing this terrible act. He was the hope of all nations. You have taken the inner spirituality. You try to stop what we're bringing back to y'all. You think you got it stopped, but you just open the doors for the release of this message to carry on to our people. Wow, interesting story, Katan.
It sure is.
We'll be watching for a special report from our sister station, YPN News, on this developing story of the White Buffalo death. But first, we turn it over to Yisrael Hawkins, the true Great White Buffalo, as he spreads the message concerning Bible prophecies. From all of us here at YPN News, I'm Jeffrey Heimerman.
And I'm Katan Alexander.
Thanks for joining us.